Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Okay. All right. Thank you. It's so nice to see you. So nice to have your association.
Lijepo vas je vidjeti i imati vaše društvo.
I'm always enlivened to have the association of devotees. I don't get enough of it.
Uvijek sam ohrabren kad imam društvo bakta i nikad mi nije dosta toga.
So we're continuing with our in-depth study of Bhagavad-gita.
I mi nastavljamo sa našim dubinskim studiranjem Bhagavad-gite.
And the homework for this week was to see about Krishna's position as God.
I zadatak za ovaj tjedan je bio da vidimo Krišninu poziciju kao Boga.
Now remember, we're looking at all the five factors of the five subject matters of Bhagavad-gita: the living being, Krishna, the living being, time, karma, and material energy.
Znači, razmatramo 5 tema Bhagavad-gite. Krišna, živo biće, priroda, karma i vrijeme.
And the point is to see how all of these things relate to each other, and specifically how Krishna is related to all of these five.
I sad radimo na tom da vidimo kakva je međusobna veza tih svih 5 faktora i kakve veze Krišna ima sa svim tim.
And so the point, see, this week the topic focus is Krishna.
Znači, ovaj tjedan fokus je na Krišnu.
And next week we will take up the jiva, the living being.
Sljedeći tjedan ćemo kao temu imati dživu, odnosno živo biće.
So on the homework sheet, the instruction is gather a list of slokas that describe and explain Krishna and answer the following questions with reference to these slokas.
Zadatak je bio da sakupimo se stihovi koji se odnose na Krišnu i da se napišu reference koje ukazuju na te stihove.
And so I'll read them one after the other. What is Krishna's position in relationship to the absolute truth?
Koja je Krišnina pozicija u odnosu na apsolutnu istinu?
What is his relationship with the material world?
Koji je njegov odnos sa materijalnim svijetom?
What is his relationship with the jiva?
Koji je njegov odnos sa dživom?
What is his relationship with time?
Koji je njegov odnos sa vremenom?
How does he manifest himself?
Kako se on manifestira?
And any other slokas that come to mind describing or explaining Krishna that are not mentioned above.
I da li ima još nekih šloka koje opisuju Krišnu, a da nisu do sad spomenute?
So, anybody do the homework?
Je li neko od vas napravio domaću zadaću? Dignite ruku. Ili na dnu, ako koristite laptop, imate gdje ima srce, piše react i onda ima ona ruka, možete podići.
So, yeah, the idea here is that we want to study ourselves. I mean, it's nice I can give a class, but the idea here is I want you to increase your knowledge and understanding of Bhagavad-gita.
Gledajte, ja mogu ovdje dati lekciju, ali ideja je da vi sami studirate Bhagavad-gitu i da produbite svoje znanje o Bhagavad-giti.
Okay, Swamini, you did some of the homework, huh?
Swamini, Je. Svamin je
Okay.
napravila domaću zadaću.
Would you like to, let's say, answer the first question? What is Krishna's relationship with the absolute truth? And give us some slokas that explain that.
So, možeš li nam objasniti odgovor na prvo pitanje koji je odnos Krišne u odnosu na apsolutnu istinu i koje šloke to opisuju?
Well, actually, I just looked through only 4 chapters where I could find several shlokas which are describing Lord Krishna, and I'm not sure that I'm ready to tell about them, because some of the notes I did in Russian, and I put only onto my table. I put only the shlokas. So actually,
Kaže da je prošla kroz 4. poglavlje Bhagavad-gita i da je odgovorila na to, ali uglavnom većina odgovora je na ruskom i to na njenom laptopu.
Now, here's how I do this homework. I have, if you go on the database, if you're English speaking, you can use the database. And when you click in the table of contents on Bhagavad-gita, then it drops down all the 18 chapters. And then you click on each chapter and it will drop down all the slokas. So you can very quickly just read down the list of all slokas. And then you pick out the one that has a connection with the topic that you were looking at.
Okay, let me translate this. Ako se koristite Vedabase-om, a morate znati engleski za to, pošto je to samo na engleskom, u kazalu izaberete Bhagavad-gitu i onda kliknete na to, onda se dobijete onaj menu sa svim poglavljima Bhagavad-gite, onda kad kliknete na određeno poglavlje koje vas zanima, izlistaju vam se sve šloke i onda izaberete one koje vam odgovaraju za ovu domaću zadaću.
So if you're not using the database, it's most expedient if you get a electronic copy of Bhagavad-gita and you just have a list of all the slokas, and you can just read down that list one after the other. And by doing this, you read through Bhagavad-gita several times, and then you become familiar with the contents and what's going on in the conversation.
Nekako je najpraktičnije koristiti Bhagavad-gitu u digitalnom obliku, jer veoma lako dolazite do stihova koji vas zanimaju i onda možete vidjeti koji su to stihovi koji ukazuju na ovo sad što smo imali u domaćoj zadaći.
Otherwise, if you're paging through the book and looking at the slokas, this is a much more tedious way to go about it.
Jer ako listate kroz knjigu i onda tražite te šloke, onda to je mnogo, kako da kažem, mnogo teže, napornije na taj način doći do stihova koji vam trebaju.
Okay, Swami.
Lepše je kroz knjigu nego preko kompjutera.
Ne. Mataji Deva Priya says that, ja mislim da je to Deva Priya, she says that it's much easier through the factual book. She finds it more practical.
No, not easier, it's beautiful. Much beautiful have a book than computer.
Whatever works for you.
A book is a book.
Što god već bolje funkcionira za tebe. Knjiga je knjiga, kaže ona.
Because I travel, I don't use books very much anymore. And because they're too heavy to carry around, so I'm doing everything electronically.
Yeah. S obzirom da ja putujem često, nekako nalazim praktičnije da imam elektronske knjige, jer teško je nositi sve te knjige sa sobom.
Okay, so Swamini, you want to give some slokas? Do you have some answer that you just give the number?
We'll translate with a trouble.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, just give the number of the sloka.
And then, am I supposed to read the shloka or what? When she gives me the number.
Okay.
Swamini?
Yeah. Well, actually, regarding first question, where it is said that what is his position in relationship with the absolute truth? So I think one can use first chapter and shlokas 21, 22, where it is said that he is. Just a moment, please. I need to.
Which
see.
chapter? The third?
First, chapter
First.
1. Chapter 1, shlokas 21, 22, where it said that moment, please, he is like he has no sin. Just a moment, please. I need to see the word in English.
Okay. So I will read in both English, Croatian and English. In Croatian first. Arjuna reče, o pouzdani, molim te, odvezi moja kola između dvije vojske tako da mogu da vidim ko je ovdje prisutan, ko je željan borbe i kome se moram suprotstaviti u ovoj velikoj bitci. Ona je rekla, meni to baš ne zvuči, ali dobro, hajde, da vidimo. First chapter, now I read it in English. What Swamini says. 21, 22. Arjuna said, O infallible one, please draw my chariot between the two armies, so that I may see who is present here, who is desirous of fighting, and with whom I must contend in this great battle attempt.
So Swamini's picking out there that Arjuna is saying Krishna is infallible.
Yeah.
Swamini ovdje ukazuje da je ovdje Krishna nepogrešiv.
Okay.
Then sloka number 130, chapter 1, verse 30, where it is said that he is the defender of demon Kashi.
Okay. Ne mogu više ovdje da stojim, zaboravljam na sebe i mi se muti, predviđam samo nesreću, ubice demona Kešija, to naravno Arjuna govori. Arjuna 30. Now Arjuna said, I'm now unable to stand here any longer. I'm forgetting myself and my mind is reeling. I foresee only evil, O killer of Keshi demon.
Explain that, please, Swamini.
The problem is that I have only the Russian version now.
Okay, but
well,
explain what in that sloka is describing Krishna as the absolute truth.
Što u ovoj šloki objašnjava Krishnu kao apsolutnu istinu?
The thing is that only the Lord, he can kill someone, or he can save somebody's life. Not, of course, people also can do, and the animals can do. But regarding the demon Keshi, that means that we know that Sri Krishna he kills demons. He comes here to kill the demons and to save his devotees, his bhaktas.
Okay.
Let me translate. Ovdje Swamini stavlja naglasak na to da Krishna ima mogućnost da ubije nekoga, naravno to mogu i drugi, ali Krishna za razliku od ostalih može spasiti nekoga, spasiti mu život, povratiti mu život.
Okay, what do you have next?
Next slokas, chapter 1, slokas 32, 35. And here it is said that he maintains the life of other creatures.
Okay.
Ovdje imamo jednu seriju od 3 stiha koji su spojeni i koji objašnjavaju da kako Krishna održava živote drugih živih bića. I'll read in English first. So,
you can just read the pertinent part.
O Govinda, what avail to us our kingdoms, happiness, or even life itself, and all those whom we may desire them are now arrayed in this battlefield? O Madhusudana, when teachers, fathers, sons, grandsons, maternal uncles, fathers-in-law, grandsons, brothers-in-law, and all relatives are ready to give up their lives and properties and are standing before me, then why should I wish to kill them, though I may survive? O maintainer of all creatures, I am not prepared to fight with them, even in exchange for the three worlds, let alone this earth.
Okay.
Ovako kaže Krišna, o Govinda, od kakve su nam koristi kraljevstva, sreće, pa čak i sam život, kad su oni za kojih želimo sada postrojeni na ovom bojištu? O Madhusudana, kad su učitelji, očevi, sinovi, djedovi, ujaci, tastovi, unuci, zetovi i svi rođaci spremni da polože živote i imovinu i stoje predamnom. Zašto bih onda želio da ih ubijem, iako ja mogu preživjeti? O održavatelju svih živih stvorenja, nisam spreman da se borim sa njima, ni u zamjenu za 3 svijeta, a još manje za ovu zemlju. Kakvo zadovoljstvo ću imati ako ubijem sidove Dhritarashtre?
Okay. Now, Swamini, there's other slokas that are much more directly explaining Krishna as the absolute truth. There's many verses that we can connect Krishna being the absolute as you've given. So let me give you an example of the ones that I have found. Okay.
Postoje neki stihovi koji puno direktnije ukazuju na to da je Krishna vrhunska apsolutna istina. Evo, ajde, daj da vidimo nekoliko stihova koje sam ja pronašao.
Okay. That in Bhagavad-gita 10:8, Aham Sarvasya Prabhavo, Krishna says, I am the source of all spiritual material worlds. Everything emanates from me.
Evo, recimo stih 10.8, u kojem Krishna kaže, izvor sam svih duhovnih i materijalnih svjetova, sve potiče od mene. Mudraci koji ovo savršeno znaju, služe me s predanim poštovanjem i obožavaju svim svojim srcem.
Or same chapter 10, 12 and 13, Arjuna says, you are the supreme personality of Godhead, the ultimate abode, the purest, the absolute truth. He says it directly.
A evo, stihovi isto 10. poglavlje, stihovi 12 i 13 gdje Arjuna kaže direktno, ti si vrhunska božanska osoba, vrhunsko prebivalište, najčišći i apsolutna istina. Vječan si, transcendentalan i prvobitan, nerođen si i sve prožimajuća ljepota.
And then in the same chapter again, text 20, Krishna says, I am the super soul seated in the heart of all living entities. I am the beginning, middle, and end of all things.
I u 20. stihu 10. poglavlja Krishna kaže, o Arjuna, ja sam duša koja se nalazi u srcima svih živih bića, početak sam, sredina i kraj svih stvorenja.
So those are the ones that I picked out because they are specifically, I mean, there's no other way to understand that as Krishna being the absolute truth.
Ja sam izabrao ove stihove jer jasno govore o tome, upućuju na razumijevanje da je Krishna objašnjen kao apsolutna istina.
Anybody else? Does anybody else have any that they want to share?
Je li ima još neko od vas da želi nešto podijeliti?
Evo, i mogu ja.
Imate Tulsi Devi?
Pa stih 7.7 također govori da je Krishna središnja božanska osoba i da se na njemu nalazi sve kao što su biseri nanizani na niti. A ovaj stih 10.8 to spada...
Čekaj, samo, da to prevedemo malo.
7.7.
Pa da, ali da ne zaboravim. She said that the verse 7.7, just a moment, I'll read it for you. First in English. O conqueror of wealth, Arjuna, there's no truth superior to me. Everything rests upon me as pearls are strung on a thread.
Very good.
Je vrlo dobro. Čekaj na hrvatskom. O osvojitelju bogatstava, nema istine koja je više od mene. Sve počiva na mene, kao što su biseri nanizani na nit.
Ove stih 10.8, to spada u 4 najvažnije čatur šloke, ne? Da.
She said that verse 10 8 is one of the four chapter shloka verses.
Right.
I u 10. još ima 42 stih, veli sve što je, pročitaj 10:42.
And then she said, verse 10:42. But what need is there, Judah, for all these details?
Ne, 41, pardon.
41. Knowing that all beautiful, glorious, and mighty creations spring from but the spark of my splendor. 10:41.
Uh-huh. And 42 also.
Yes, also.
42. But what need is there, Arjuna, for all these detailed knowledge? With a single fragment of myself, I pervade and support this entire universe. Let me translate it for Croatian devotees. 10:42. Okay, I'm just... Znači 41 i 42. Aha. Ok. Znaj da sve što je bogato, prekrasno i slavno proističe iz iskre sjaja moje veličanstvenosti. I 42. Ali koja je svrha Arjuna takvog detaljnog znanja? Samo jednim dijelićem sebe prožimam i održavam čitav ovaj univerzum.
Okay.
Ima još puno stihova, recimo u 7. poglavlju sve Krišna nabraja da je on voda, da je svjesnost i tako dalje, ima tamo koji su...
She said that there are many more verses. In the 7th chapter, Krishna explained what he is not different from. He said that he is water, time, the light of the sun and the moon, and so on.
Okay. Well, we're specifically looking for, when we say absolute truth, Krishna is the absolute truth. Well,
mi specifično gledamo te stihove gdje Krishna tvrdi, ili Arjuna, da je on apsolutna istina.
That means the highest understanding, or God, wherever Krishna might have said, or Arjuna said that he is God.
Znači, tražimo stihove u kojima Arjuna kaže Krišni, potvrđuje da je on Bog.
And so, for example, I think I did 10:14, right? I'm sorry, not 10:14, 10:12. You're the supreme personality of Godhead, the ultimate abode, the purest, the absolute truth. Yes, I said that. Okay. So, like that.
Dobro, ovo sam već rekao. Da, znači 10:12, to sam već rekao.
I 15:15 isto.
Aha. She said also verse 15:15, which reads as follows. I'm seated in everyone's heart, and from me comes remembrance, knowledge, and forgetfulness. By all the Vedas, I am to be known. Indeed, I am the compiler of the Vedanta, and I am the knower of the Vedas. Ja se nalazim u srcu svakog živih bića, od mene dolazi znanje, sjećanje i zaborav. Ja sam sastavljač Vedante i ja poznajem sve, ja sam sastavljač Vedante i poznavalac Veda. 15:15.
Okay. Very good.
Da, to je dobro.
I have another one also. Bhagavad-gita 7:7. O conqueror of wealth, Arjuna, there is no truth superior to me. Everything rests upon me as pearls are strung on a thread.
Mataji Tulsi Manjari, she's already mentioned that. Yeah.
Oh, she did? Okay.
Yeah, she did. Yeah. She
Okay.
did, yeah. She said that.
All right. Yeah. And 15:15 is also on my list.
Da, 15:15 isto, kao što ti kažeš, ukazuje na to.
Okay. Somebody has something more?
Je li imaš nešto za dodati?
Okay.
Ja sam ušla u onu, kako se zove, Veda-base i ukucala sam apsolutnu istinu i izlistao mi je sve što u Bhagavad-giti ima gdje se pominje
Aha.
apsolutna istina.
Mataji Devapriya just opened Vedabase and she typed absolute Bhagavad-gita and all the shlokas regarding to Krishna as absolute truth are listed there, just as you mentioned. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a easy way of doing it. The idea is to encourage you to read and study Bhagavad-gita.
To je lakši način da dođemo do odgovora, ali ideja je da vas ohrabrim da sami čitate Bhagavad-gitu i nađete na te stihove.
Pa da, ali imaš tačno stih i kako glasi stih, znači odmah ga pročitaš, da god se pominje reč apsolutna istina, on ti izbaci stih.
She said that wherever there's a word absolute truth mentioned, the computer lists all the verses, all the shlokas that mention this absolute truth.
Sure, of course.
Da.
Ima još jedan stih koji mislim da je važan, to je 14.4. Reci Vrišaba.
But in 16Mar25 says that there's also verse 14.4, and I will read it now. Okay. It should be understood that all species of life, O son of Kunti, are made possible by birth in this material nature, and that I am the seed-giving father.
Okay.
Taj stih. Znači, treba shvatiti da sva živa bića, Kuntin sine, su rođena od materijalne prirode i ja sam otac koji daje sjeme.
Okay, good. So let's go on to the next question then.
Sada vidimo sljedeće pitanje.
And that is, what is Krishna's relationship with the material world?
Sada vidimo koja je Krišnin odnos sa materijalnim svijetom.
So, who wants to volunteer something?
Ko želi ovdje reći nešto u vezi toga?
And if you knew Bhagavad-gita well, you could do this one out of memory.
Ako poznate Bhagavad-gitu, dobro, to je jednostavno po sjećanju bi trebali znati.
Evo, mogu ja reći.
Može.
Evo, 15. poglavlje. 15. Isto u 15. poglavlju postoji 7. stih.
Ok. 15.7.
Da, kaže
pa evo da pročitam.
Ajde, pročitaj.
The living entities in this conditioned world are my eternal fragmental parts. Due to conditioned life, they are struggling very hard with the 6 senses which include the mind.
Okay, we're talking here about Krishna's relationship with the material energy.
Mi govorimo ovdje, znači, o Krišnovoj vezi sa materijalnom energijom.
A ne sa živim bićem. Ok, I try to find.
But there's one that comes to mind just from memory. This material energy is working under my direction, O son of Kunti.
Yeah. What shloka number is that one?
I don't know.
Just
from memory.
Ovaj materijalni svijet djeluje po, kažem...
Pod mojim utjecajem.
Pod mojim utjecajem.
Ja se izvinjavam, mene samo interesuje, je li samo u stihovima ili gdje se pominje odnos u smislu, ili samo stihovima?
Mataji Devapriya is asking, are you looking for shlokas only or also Prabhupada's comments, Prabhupada's purports?
Well, specifically, actually, I didn't mention that, but what I had in mind was slokas only. The idea is that we want to become very familiar with the contents of Bhagavad-gita in terms of what Krishna is teaching us.
Ne, ja sam mislio samo na šloke, jer sam htio da usvojimo koji je sadržaj Bhagavad-gite, da shvatimo, da razumijemo koji je sadržaj Bhagavad-gite.
And, this keeps it, our labor to a minimum, because I'm sure there's probably more than 100 places in the Bhagavad-gita where Prabhupada is describing Krishna as the supreme personality of Godhead.
Jer ovo što ja sad kažem, to pojednostavljuje naš posao, jer u Bhagavad-giti ima bar 100 mjesta gdje Šrila Prabhupada spominje da je Krishna vrhunska božanska osoba.
Excuse me, maybe 9.4?
Go ahead.
By me, in my unmanifested form, the entire universe is pervaded. All beings are in me, but I am not in them.
Tih 9.4. A ja, uzeo sam englesku Bhagavad-gitu, trebam na hrvatskom. 4.9.
9.4.
Yeah. 9.4. Yeah, 9.4. You understand?
9.4, not 9.4.
Yeah, 9.4. I'm just looking at that. Okay. Svojim neispoljenim oblikom prožimam cijeli univerzum. Sva bića su u meni, ali ja nisam u njima.
So, yeah, very good. Krishna is pervading this entire universe. That's very good.
Krishna prožima cijeli univerzum. Odlično, to je šloka koja...
Isto ima stih 9.10 isto. 9.10.
Tulsi Mataji said that the verse 9.10 says, "This material nature is working under my direction, O son of Kunti, and is producing all moving and unmoving beings. By its rule, this manifestation is created and annihilated again and again."
Yeah, that's the one that I suggested, but I didn't have the number. Thank you.
Da, to je ovaj koji sam ja spomenuo, ali evo, nisam se mogao sjetiti broja. Znači, materijalna priroda djeluje pod mojim nadzorom u Kuntin sine i proizvodi svoja pokretna i nepokretna živa bića i ona se manifestira i uništava ponovo i ponovo.
9.10.
Da.
9.10.
Ja. 9.10.
Okay. How about 14.3 and 4?
3 and 4. Znači 2, 14, 3 i 4. Aha. Ok, 14.3. Cjelokupna materijalna supstanca koja se zove Brahman je izvor rođenja i taj Brahman kog ja oplođavam omogućuje rođenje svih živih bića osine Bharate. I iz tih 4, o Kuntin sine treba razumjeti da sam ja svim vrstama života omogućio da se rađaju u materijalnoj prirodi i da sam ja taj koji daje, otac koji daje sjeme. So now I'll read it in English for those devotees who don't understand Croatian. Number 3, 14.3. The total material substance called Brahman is the source of birth, and it is that Brahman that I impregnate, making possible the births of all living beings, so son of Bharata, scion of Bharata. And the next one, number 4. It should be understood that all species of life of Kunti, or son of Kunti, are made possible by birth in this material nature that I am seed-giving father. Mataji Tulsi mentioned this 14.4.
Right. Okay. Anything else?
Još nešto?
Evo, mogu ja još reći da Arjuna prvo je zbunjen u prvom poglavlju, onda kaže da neka moli Krišnu da ga savjetuje i onda dalje više nema pitanja i sve to promatra Sanđaja i onda u drugom poglavlju Drugo poglavlje je zapravo sažeta cijela Bhagavad-gita i zato u drugom poglavlju ima najvažnijih tih stihova i treba jako, mislim, dobro je da drugo poglavlje više puta pročitamo jer je super.
In the first chapter of Bhagavad-gita, Arjuna expresses his confusion, and actually all the detailed explanations starts from the second chapter of Bhagavad-gita, which should be studied again and again.
Yeah, well, first chapter is also very important.
Ali prvo poglavlje je isto bitno.
Because, again, Arjuna is taking our place, or let's say we can put ourselves in the place of Arjuna.
U prvom poglavlju Arjuna zauzima našu poziciju, to jest, mi se možemo staviti u Arjuninu poziciju.
And Arjuna has a conflict between what he's supposed to do and what he thinks is the moral thing to do according to his culture.
Arjuna je zbunjen u vezi onog što se od njega očekuje da učini, a što je moralno u skladu sa kulturom u kojoj je on živio tada.
And we also have things that we are supposed to do according to our culture, and we may sometimes find ourselves in conflict, and we have a dilemma we have to deal with.
Mi isto tako trebamo napraviti neke stvari koje su u konfliktu sa kulturom u kojoj se nalazimo i onda smo u dilemi.
So, anyway, all the chapters, of course, are important, but that's what I'm saying. That there is a way to understand chapter 1 that is appropriate for us in our time.
Naravno, sva poglavlja su bitna, ali prvo poglavlje je bitno za naš u skladu sa vremenom u kojem živimo sad.
Okay. Anything else on that?
Još nešto u vezi toga?
Next is Krishna's relationship with the jiva.
Sad, sljedeća tema je Krishnin odnos sa dživom, sa živim bićima.
So, anybody?
Je li ima neko? Da.
Okay, I'll go first then. 7.5.
Evo, 7.5.
Besides this inferior material energy, O mighty armed Arjuna, there is a superior energy to mine, which consists of all living entities who are struggling with material nature and sustaining the universe.
7.5. O junače snažnih ruku, znaj da pored ove niže energije postoji moja više energije, a to su sva živa bića koja iskorišćavaju proizvode materijalne niže energije. I can say something, okay, what comes to my mind, verse 5:18. The humble sage, by virtue of true knowledge, sees with equal vision a learned and gentle brahmana, a cow, an elephant, a dog, and a dog-eater. Well, this is not directly relationship of Krishna with jivas, but what jivas are actually. Ja sam naveo stih 5.18 koji kaže da ponizni mudrac sa pomoću pravog znanja vidi učenog brahmanu, kravu, konja, slona i psa i psojeca u svakom tijelu.
A to mi se ne odnosi.
Da, to nije baš povezano sa Krišnom.
Ima i stih 7.6 isto govori.
7.6, Mataji Tulsi said, 7.6, of all that is material and all that is spiritual in this world, know for certain that I am both its origin and its solution.
Okay, that's good.
Znači je rekla 7.6, to je bilo, sad da prevedemo, Aha. Izvor svih živih bića se nalazi u ovim dvijema prirodama. Za sve materijalno i duhovno na ovom svijetu znaj sigurno da sam ja početak i kraj.
Okay.
Ja bih probala sa 4.8.
4.8. Matić Deva Priya says number 4.8. Just a moment. 4.8 sounds like this. Okay. In order to deliver the pious and to annihilate the miscreants, as well as to reestablish the principles of religion, I advent myself millennium after millennium. That was 4.8.
Okay.
Da bi izbavio pobožne i uništio bezbožne, kao da bi uspostavio principe religije, ja se pojavljujem mileniju za milenijumom.
To nije to.
Kako nije to, on se objašnjava šta neverne, pobožni i uništio nevernike. Džive su, neke su pobožne, neke su neverne. Kakav je njegov odnos, znači, da bi ponovo uspostavio principe religije među tim dživama i tako dalje.
Mataji Tulsi Manjari, she commented that this verse has nothing to do with the homework, but then Tulsi Deva Priya Mataji says, no, it is a direct connection, because Krishna mentions here that he protects pious jivas and annihilate miscreants or demoniac jivas. So it's relation Krishna and the jivas.
So yeah, actually, any place that Krishna is speaking about the jiva is probably going to indicate his relationship. I'm picking out some that are more direct, like 15.7.
15.7. Ja nekako više volim ove stihove koji direktno ukazuju na to, kao na primjer stih 15.7 koji kaže: živa bića u ovom uslovljenom svijetu su moji vječni odvojeni djelići. Uslijed uslovljenog života vrlo se teško bore sa svojih 6 čula koje uključuju i That's 15.7 for those devotees who don't speak Croatian. The living entities in this conditioned world are my eternal fragmental parts. Due to conditioned life, they are struggling very hard with the 6 senses, which include the mind.
Yeah. Okay. Who has another one?
Mislim, moje mišljenje da treba uvijek zabilježiti kad se neki stih ponavlja u Bhagavatamu ili bilo gdje u komentarima i onda vidjeti koji se stih najviše puta citira, onda treba zapamtiti da je to zapravo najvažniji stih.
I was a little bit distracted by Bhakta Devan sent me a message, so I was paying attention to this message rather than listening, Mataji Tulsi. By the way, Bhakta Devan suggests Bhaktaram Yagya Tapasam verse. A Tulsi Mataji, čitao sam šta mi Neven poslao, tako da nisam obratio dobru pažnju na to što si rekla. Možeš ponoviti, molim te.
Kad čitamo Šrijad Bhagavatam ili Gitu, komentar Šrila Prabhupada, onda treba vidjeti koji se stih najčešće ponavlja i onda to, ja sam tako radila, i onda to zabilježiš i onda vidiš koji su najvažniji stihovi.
Okay, when I read Srimad Bhagavatam or Bhagavad-gita, Srila Prabhupada mentions in his purports some verses, and then she writes down the list of those verses, the most quoted verses, and that would be the key verses to memorize.
Okay, well, yeah, I mean, for memorization, that's good. Again, here our purpose is to learn the Bhagavad-gita, to study it, and to pick out those parts that are related, Krishna with the jivas.
To je dobro što se tiče memoriranja stihova, ali ovdje imamo zadatak, znači da izaberemo stihove koji ukazuju na Krišnu vezu sa živim bićima, gdje god Krišna spominje živa bića.
So I'll give another one that I have, 14:4.
14.4.
It should be understood that all species of life, O son of Kunti, are made possible by birth in the material energy, by birth in this material nature, and that I am the seed-giving father.
O Kuntin sine, treba razumjeti da je svim vrstama života omogućeno da se rađaju u materijalnoj prirodi i da sam ja otac koji daje sjeme.
Hare Krishna, Bhavada is here. Haribo.
Evo, Bhavada je došao, dobrodošao.
Hare Krishna. Yeah, I came very in midnight from Hari Namayagya 4 days from Uganda.
Aha. Bhavada Prabhu se vratio iz Ljubljane oko ponoći.
You're effulgent.
And I went to sleeping at 1:30.
Išao u 1:30, išao na spavanje, zato je se kasnije digao.
Okay.
That was wonderful.
Very nice. Okay, Bhavada, we're discussing Krishna's relationship with the jivas. Who else has another sloka?
Bhavada Prabhu, mi ovdje razmatramo koji su stihovi u Bhagavad-giti koji govore o odnosu dživa, Krishne i dživa, živih bića.
Nevin suggested one. What did you suggest, Nevin?
Bhaktaram Yage Tapasam.
Okay, Nevin, explain that. Can you explain that, how that tells about Krishna's connection with the jiva?
Nevin, sad mikrofon ti je uključen, jel ga možeš isključiti? Da te čujemo. Ako si okej.
Poštovanje. Da kažem na hrvatskom prvo, ne?
Pa da, može. Ako znaš na engleskom, možeš.
Dobro, Pa on je vrhovni uživatelj svih žrtvovanja, ne? A s time i naše žrtvovanja koja radimo, bilo za sebe, bilo za gospodina, znači ima dvije strane, jel? Ovo što nam daje
Krishna is enjoyer of all sacrifices. Koji je to broj stiha?
Sad nisam gledao, ne znam.
I asked him what is the shloka number, but he doesn't know.
That's 529.
529. Okay. 529. Oh yeah, the sages knowing me as the ultimate purpose of all sacrifices and austerities, the Supreme Lord of all planets and demigods, and the benefactor and well-wisher of all living entities, attain peace from the pangs of material miseries.
Yes, so the last part, Krishna is a benefactor and well-wisher of all living beings. Very good, Devin.
Bravo, Nevene, odličan stih si našao. Znači, mudraci koji me poznaju kao konačni cilj svih žrtava i strogosti, kao vrhunskog gospodara svih planeta i polubogova, dobročinitelje, dobronamjernika svih živih bića dostižu mir od muka, materijalnih nevolja i bijeda. Da, to je dobar stih koji ukazuje na to. 5.18.
Ne, 5, to je 5, ko je to stih? 15?
To je 5.29, zadnji stih.
5.29.
Okay, more? I've got a lot more on my list.
A taj 5.29 je ujedno i poruka za mir, to se onda citira kao formula za mir.
Mataj Tulsi said that the same verse is actually a peace formula, can be used as a peace formula.
Yes. Okay, how about Krishna in everybody's heart, 1861?
Oh, 1861. Oh, yeah, that one.
The Supreme Lord is situated in everyone's heart, O Arjuna, and is directing the wanderings of all living entities who are seated as on a machine made of material energy.
18.61. Uzvišeni gospodin se nalazi u svačijem srcu, o Arjuna, i upravlja lutanjima svih živih bića koja kao da su smještena na mašini sačinjenoj od materijalne energije.
May I suggest verse 31 from chapter 3, where it said that, just a moment, please, I need to open it. Where it said that those persons who execute their duties according to my injunctions and who follow this teaching faithfully, without envy, become free from the bondage of fruitive actions.
Mataji citira stih 3.31. Čovjek koji izvršava svoje dužnosti prema mojim naređenjima i sa puno vjere se pridržava ovog učenja, bez zavisti, oslobađa se stega plodonosnih djelatnosti.
Yeah, very good. Here Krishna is saying he is giving all of us instructions for our own benefit, and if we follow those, we'll become free from karma.
Krishna nam daje uputu, instrukciju koju ako slijedimo imat ćemo dobrobit da se oslobodimo karme.
Okay. More? About 9:29.
9.29.
I am equally disposed to all living beings. I am not envious or partial of anyone. Whoever renders service unto me in devotion as a friend is in me, and I am also a friend to him.
9.29. Ja nikome ne zavidim, nisam ni prema kome pristran. Prema svima sam isto naklonjen, ali kogod me služi sa predanošću, prijatelj mi je i u meni je i ja sam mu također prijatelj.
Taj se stih navode da u smislu da Krishna nije pristran.
Yeah, Mataji Tulsi confirms that Krishna is not partial to anybody.
Mm-hmm. And then the three of the four chatur shlokas, 10, 9, 10, and 11.
10, 9 i 10 i 11. To su čatur šloke. Misli mojih čistih bakta pribivaju u meni i njihovi životi su mi predani i nalaze veliko zadovoljstvo, sreću i blaženstvo kada prosvjetljuju jedan drugoga i razgovaraju o meni. Marge, you want to read in English this 10:9 or shall I do that?
Yeah, I'll read them. Okay. The thoughts of my pure devotees dwell in me, their lives are surrendered unto me, and they derive great satisfaction and bliss, enlightening one another and conversing about me. To those who are constantly devoted and serve me with love, I give the understanding by which they can come to me. To show them special mercy, I, dwelling within their hearts, destroy with the shining lamp of knowledge the darkness born of ignorance.
Onima koji su stalno predani meni i služe me sa ljubavlju, dajem shvaćanje pomoću kojeg mogu dostići mene. I samilosti prema njima, ja koji prebivam u njihovim srcima, uništavam blistavom lampom znanja tminu rođenu iz neznanja.
Okay, something else.
For example, text 9 from chapter 4. Here it is said, one who knows the transcendental nature of my appearance and activities does not upon leaving the body take his birth again in this material world, but attains my eternal abode or Arjuna.
Stih 4.9. Arjuna, onaj ko poznaje transcendentalnu prirodu mog pojavljivanja i moje djelatnosti, nikada se više po napuštanju tijela ne rađa u ovom materijalnom svijetu, nego dostiže moje vječno prebivalište.
Then goes text 2, where it is said, being freed from attachment, fear and anger, being fully absorbed in me and taking refuge in me, many persons in the past became purified by knowledge of me, and thus they all attained transcendental love for me.
What is the shloka number?
It's number 10.
What chapter? I didn't understand.
Next shloka.
Aha, next shloka. Okay.
Next shloka, number 10.
Number 10. Yeah, wait a moment. It's here. Oslobođeni vezanosti, straha i gnjeva, potpuno zaokupljeni mnome i tražeći utočište u meni, mnogi ljudi u prošlosti su se prečistili i tako dostigli transcendentalnu ljubav prema meni.
And then next text 11, where it is said, as all surrender unto me, I reward them accordingly. Everyone follows my path.
Vi, za sljedeći stih, sve ih nagrađujem zavisno koliko su mi predani. Svi u svakom pogledu slijede moj put, o pritin sine.
Text 13.
What chapter? You're breaking up, Swamini. What chapter?
The same chapter, number 4. Text 13, just a moment, please. I need to switch off my video then. So, and text 13, where it said, according to the 3 modes of material nature and the work associated with them, the 4 divisions of human society are created by me. And although I am the creator of this system, you should know that I am yet the non-doer, being unchangeable.
Stih 4.13. I'll just translate. Prema 3 vezujuće sile materijalne prirode i radu propisanom prema njima, stvorio sam 4 staleža ljudskog društva. Iako sam tvorac ovog sistema, treba da znaš da ipak nisam vršioc djelatnosti i da sam nepromjenjiv.
Is that Krishna's relationship with the material energy, or his relationship with the living being?
No, with the living being. We are discussing the jivas, the living beings, and their relationship.
So explain that shloka, how Krishna's then related to the living being according to that shloka.
Molim te, kako u ovoj šloki se sad Krishna opisuje odnos Krishna i živog bića?
Well, 13, am I right? Yes, we were discussing this one.
Yeah, well, you suggest that shloka is Krishna relationship to the living being. Explain it, please. Explain the relationship.
Because here it is said that he created this society, and then he divided them into
4 divisions.
Yes, in different divisions, he divided them. So that means such things can only do the creator.
Ona vidi da Krishna je kao stvaralac stvorio ta 4 staleža, podijelio ljudsko društvo na 4 staleža, a ti ljudi su očigledno džive i onda je Krishna kao tu imamo Krishnu kao stvaralca i džive koje raspodijelio u 4 staleža.
Okay, good.
And also regarding text 15, it's also from the same chapter. Here it is said that all the liberated souls in ancient times acted with this understanding of my transcendental nature. Therefore, you should perform your duty following in their footsteps.
Stih 4.15. Sve oslobođene duše iz drevnih vremena radile su sa ovim razumijevanjem o mojoj transcendentalnoj prirodi, stoga treba da vršiš dužnost sljedeći njihov primjer.
This shloka is also about the relationships between the jiva and the Lord.
Ova šloka isto opisuje odnos džive i gospodina.
9:27 for me.
Za mene, evo, ja bih rekao 9.27 stih
all that you do, all that you eat, all that you offer and give away, and whatever austerities you perform should be done as an offering unto me.
Kontent sine, sve što jedeš, sve što ponudiš i daješ kao i sve strogosti koje vršiš treba se učiniti kao ponudu za mene.
And then the next sloka. In this way you'll become freed from the bondage of work and its inauspicious and auspicious results. With your mind fixed on me, in renunciation, you will be liberated and come to me.
I sljedeći stih kaže, na ovaj način će biti oslobođen posljedica povoljnih i nepovoljnih dijela, samo usredotočenim na mene i pomoću tog principa odricanja bit ćeš oslobođen i doći ćeš k meni.
And then again, the next sloka, I envy no one, nor am I partial to anyone. I am equal to everyone. But whoever renders service to me in devotion as a friend is in me, and I'm also a friend to him.
I sljedeći stih, 29. Ja nikome ne zavidim i nisam ni prema kome pristran, prema svima sam isto naklonjen, ali kogod mene služi sa predanošću, prijatelj mi je, u meni je i ja sam mu također prijatelj.
Okay, there's probably we can come up with many more, and if you collect all of these slokas that we made, we were giving as examples, just put them in one place and read them one after the other. This will give a very strong impression of how Krishna is relating to his devotees.
Znači, potrebno je da napravite listu svih tih stihova kako se Krišna odnosi sa svojim baktama i da vam to bude jasno, da to memorirate.
So we want to, of course, this means Krishna's relationship with us, and we want to, the whole idea of Bhakti Yoga is to enter into a relationship with Krishna, so we can understand what he's doing from his side, and also then we need to reciprocate with Krishna from our side.
Čitava poanta Bhakti joge da mi stvorimo svoj odnos sa Krišnom i kroz ove stihove mi možemo razumjeti što Krišna nudi i očekuje sa svoje strane, tako da bi mi znali što mi, da bi zgradili taj odnos, trebamo dati sa svoje strane prema njemu.
Okay, let's move on then, because the time is going. Krishna's relationship with time, this one should be pretty quick.
Krišnin odnos sa vremenom, to bi trebalo biti kraće i brže.
And probably most of you know this shloka by heart.
Vjerovatno većina od vas zna jedan stih na pamet.
Bhavada, what's the shloka that tells Krishna's relationship with time?
Bhavada, koja šloka govori o Krišnom odnosu sa vremenom? Carlos me.
Time's up.
Koja šloka govori o
odnosu Krišne i vremena u Bhagavad-giti?
Pa Krišna je neprolazno vrijeme.
A da, a koji je to broj?
Sad broj,
he doesn't know the number of shloka, but he says that Krishna is time. Kalos me.
Exactly. Kalos me. A time I am, destroyer of the worlds, and I have
9:30, 9:30, and 9:31.
Yes, very good.
Kalos me.
I like this, but every shloka in Bhagavad-gita is in the relationship with us.
No. Krishna's relationship with time. That's what we're looking at.
Mi sad govorimo o Krišnom odnosu sa vremenom. To je sad.
I'm sorry.
So, yes, you're right. So Krishna is time. And I don't have any other shloka. Maybe somebody else does, but
ja pored ove šloke nemam ni jednu drugu. Možda se neko od vas sjetio neke druge šloke.
I guess you could say Krishna's the creator and destroyer of the worlds, so that's in one sense time, but that's indirect.
Postoji šloka koja govori da je Krišna stvaratelj i uništavatelj materijalnog svijeta, to ima neke veze sa vremenom, ali onako indirektno.
Ne mogu
Okay.
pitam ovdje nešto, ili pitanja idu na kraju.
Matiđeva prije has something to ask.
Sure.
Ajde, samo mikrofon ti sad isključen. Okay.
Recimo taj stih gdje Krišna kaže ja sam vreme. A Maharač kaže koji je odnos Krišne u odnosu na vrijeme. Sad ja ne razumijem kako je odnos ako Krišna kaže ja sam vreme.
Okay. The shloka calls me, where Krishna states that he is time. Mataji Devapriya is asking, so what is the relation? Krishna says, I am time. So what is the question of relationship with Krishna and time in this shloka?
He is time. That's the relationship. I don't know. I mean, he is time. Well, let's put it this way. He is the time factor, and the time factor is an irresistible force. It pushes everything. So that force, nobody can stop time, right? Even though many people want to for so many reasons. It's irresistible. It continues. And so in this way, it represents Krishna.
Krišna je nezaustavljivo vrijeme. Iako bi ljudi mnogi htjeli iz nekog razloga zaustaviti vrijeme, to je nemoguće. I to vrijeme predstavlja, Krišna je to vrijeme.
Okay.
Vrijeme se uspoređuje sa čakrom, Krišninom čakrom.
Time is compared to Krishna's chakra.
Okay, that's another thing.
Okay.
Yeah. We're okay.
Kala chakra.
But anyway, it's very simple that in this material world, everybody is subjected to the influence of time, and nobody can check it. And that is Krishna. He is the ultimate force that nobody can act against.
U ovom materijalnom svijetu svi smo podređeni utjecajem vremena i to ne možemo promijeniti, zaustaviti i ne možemo se boriti protiv toga.
Okay, go ahead.
Jedan ne znam koji je ono Muni rekao da ti daš ne znam koliko milijarde dolara ili ne znam čega, ne možeš vratiti ni jednu sekundu vremena.
She said that there was a Muni, but she cannot remember his name, that he says that no matter how much millions of dollars we can offer, we cannot buy even 1 second of our life.
Yeah, well,
Sadhguru, as far as I remember.
Well, many people say this.
Mnogi ljudi to isto kažu.
So you don't have to be a Swami or a special person to understand that. Everybody knows.
Da bi to shvatili, ne morate biti Swami, Muni ili ne znam što, specijalna osoba, svi to znaju.
Okay, one last thing. Are there, okay. It says, in what ways does Krishna show himself in this world?
Sad, na koji načine se Krišna pokazuje u ovom materijalnom svijetu?
So, and for that, we can look in chapter 7, chapter 10, and what else? Chapter 13, I think.
I da bi našli odgovore na ta pitanja, možemo pogledati u poglavlje 7, 10 i mislim 13 isto.
Krishna says, of fishes I am the shark, of radiant things I am the moon, of stars I am the moon, etc., etc. I'm the sound and ether, the ability in men, and so on.
Krishna govori, ja sam svjetlo sunca i vremena, ja sam sposobnost u čovjeku, ja među ribama sam ajkula i tako. Krishna u 7. poglavlju, u 10. nabraja.
So, okay, thank you very much. And I hope that this little exercise inspires you to study Bhagavad-gita very carefully. And next week, our topic of discussion is going to be the jiva and its relationship with the other 5 factors of Bhagavad-gita.
Ja vam se zahvaljujem na učešću što smo diskutirali sada, a sljedeći tjedan će biti tema džive, znači živog bića u odnosu sa ostalih 5 tema Bhagavad-gite.
So I hope you will do the homework and study this, because all of us are jivas, and we should know what Krishna is saying about jivas in the Bhagavad-gita.
Ja, nadam se da ćete napraviti svoju domaću zadaću, jer svi smo mi džive i nas se interesira što Krishna misli o nama, dživama u Bhagavad-giti.
Anything else?
Je li ima još neko nešto za reći?
Meni se ovo sviđa.
Maharaj, možeš ukratko samo reći, mi ovdje imamo u ovom materijalnom svijetu, imamo vremena, Krishna nam je dao neograničeno vrijeme, zapravo neograničeno, ali u tome vremenu mi imamo, tu smo ograničeni. Sad,
Čekaj, samo malo, dao nam je neograničeno vreme, a ograničeni smo vremenu, sad ne razumijem.
Dao nam je jako puno vremena.
Ok.
Mi smo ograničeni sa tim vremenom. Sada, sad kako možemo usporediti ovoga u duhovnom svijetu, ne? Duhovni svijet.
Aha, kako vrijeme funkcionira?
Tamo vrijeme ne postoji, ne? Postoji nešto drugo.
Okay, Krishna gives us, in this material world, he gives us a lot of time, but at the same time we are limited with this time. So what's going on in the spiritual world? To my understanding, time does not exist in the spiritual world.
Okay. Yeah, a lot of devotees say struggle with this because we are so conditioned by time. How is it that time does not exist? Are you frozen, Vishaba? I think you are. Hello? You're frozen.
He's frozen.
Turn off your video, and so you have more bandwidth. I think
that lose connection or something like this.
Well, he's frozen anyway.
Somebody
else?
Mogu ja komentirati zapravo vreme je transcendentalna kategorija. Vreme se pojavlja kad nastaje materijalni svijet.
You're breaking up. Can you repeat that, because your picture is...
You're muted, Rishava.
Okay. Mataji Tulsi, she said that, šta ste rekla Tulsi Devi?
Da je vrijeme zapravo transcendentalna kategorija, jer počinje stvaranje, onda počinje i vrijeme, ali to se stalno izmijenja u ciklusima, ne?
Tulsi said that time is actually transcendental category, because immediately after creation, there's time. That time is transcendental.
Okay. I was going to explain time in the spiritual world. Many devotees...
Krenuo sam da objasnim funkciju vremena u duhovnom svijetu, jer mnogi bhakte su zbunjeni tim.
Because we read about Krishna's eightfold daily pastimes, that he has pastimes in the morning, he milks the cows, then he goes to the pasture with his friends, and then at night he's doing things. So there's different times of day in the spiritual world.
Mi u šastrama čitamo o Krišnim zabavama u Vrindavanu koje su podijeljene na 8 vremenskih zona. Kao ujutro on radi određene aktivnosti, muze, krave i tako, onda ima podnevne aktivnosti, pa večernje, a sve to vrijeme na neki način.
But when we say that there is no time in the spiritual world, this means there is no influence of time that destroys everything, like here, where Krishna says, time I am, destroyer of the worlds. That influence is gone because everything is eternally perfect there.
Znači, vrijeme postoji u duhovnom svijetu, ali kad kažem vrijeme nema utjecaj na živa bića, jer u duhovnom svijetu je sve vječno i nije pod utjecajem vremena. Iako vrijeme postoji.
Okay, anything else?
I svi su u odnosu direktno sa Krišnom. I međusobnim odnosima i u vječnoj dinamici zabave. I sa Krišnom u centru.
And in the spiritual world, everybody is in a relationship with Krishna as far as I understand eternally. In spiritual world. Yeah, of course.
Of course.
Da.
Yes.
Ja bi ovdje prokomentarisala da smo mi u stvari uslovljeni sa merenjem vremena. Mi kažemo, ne znam, prepodne, poslepodne, to je neka vrsta merenja vremena. Ne vreme, mislim, ja lično mislim da vreme kao onako kako ga mi kontamo ne postoji. Pogotovo sad, aj prevedi to pa ću onda dodati još.
To my understanding, in this material world, the time actually does not exist because we are preoccupied by measuring time, and this is what is limiting us. When we start to measure it.
Na primjer, ja od sad kako ne radim, onda sam primetila da uopšte ne znam ni koji je dan u nedelji, ni koji je datum, ako utrefi mesec, super, godinu još eventualno znam. Ovo sve ostalo totalno mi nije bitno i nemam problem s tim.
Since I stopped working, I'm not aware of the passage of time. I don't know what is the weekday, even the month. Okay, I know what year this is now, but it's completely irrelevant to me. I have no problem with it.
Yeah, I was going to say this is a cultural thing, depending on where you happen to be in the culture. And like for children, they have no idea of time.
Ja mislim da je to kulturološka strana, jer recimo djeca, oni uopće nemaju nikakav osjećaj vremena, oni nemaju na veze sa vremenom.
So, but nonetheless, whether you're conscious of time or not, this lifetime will pass, and sooner or later you will come to the end of this life, and that marks the end of time for this body.
Bez obzira da smo mi svjesni protoka vremena ili ne, to vrijeme će ipak jednog dana proteći, doći ćemo do kraja, do nekog kraja.
So, anyway, don't waste time. Time is extremely valuable. You can't get any of it back, no matter how much money you pay.
Zato ne bismo trebali gubiti vrijeme i ekstremno je dragocjeno i ne možemo ga vratiti bez obzira koliko god plaćali za njega.
Okay, thank you for your association.
Hvala vam za vaše druženje.
Very nice to spend this time with you. I hope that you will continue with your in-depth study of Bhagavad-gita.
Lijepo što sam se družio s vama i nadam se da ćete nastaviti sa svojim dubinskim studiranjem Bhagavad-gite.
So please, until I see you next time, please chant your japa very attentively.
I dok se ne vidimo sljedeći put, molim vas da pažljivo mantrate svoju džapu.
Meditating on the sound of Krishna's name.
I meditirate na zvuk Krišninog imena.
And every day read Srila Prabhupada's books.
I svaki dan čitate Prabhupadove knjige.
Srila Prabhupada ki.
Jai.
Hari Hari Bo.
Ganesh Maharaj ki jai.